My name is Colonel Chris Magezi. I'm the Acting Director of Defense Public Information. I was tasked by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Moses Kainerugaba, and the President to come here and welcome you and receive you. Last week, there was another smaller team here.
Mr. Gilbert Weil, W-E-I-L-L. So he approached us at the embassy about 10 years ago when his wife, who was also taken as hostage, was still alive. Unfortunately, she was very badly affected by what she had experienced herself. And she never wanted to fly again. She never wanted to talk about what had happened. So he was not sure when he approached me 10 years ago whether his wife would actually be wanting to come. But then at that time we didn't manage to make the arrangements, and then he approached, it was his son, Eli, who approached me and our embassy, and then we put the request forward. And we are extremely pleased with His Excellency President Museveni's positive response. He was invited by His Excellency the President with 6 of his relatives. So he took his 2 sons and grandsons. But there were others who wanted to come, who are sponsoring themselves, friends and another nephew and other people. So we came with about 12,
9 people.
9. And then 1 journalist came. Yes, he's there. Mr. Jack, he came from Israel. And I'm grateful to you, Colonel. I saw the little photo of you in the paper with the other family for him. And I sent it immediately. I said, other Israeli have also come here to commemorate. And we are also grateful for the community of Jewish people living here in Kampala. Grateful for you to have come here for such a very emotional and important moment in the lives of many. Not only those ones who have experienced it, but I think also others who know that historical fact was the biggest terrorist operation that the commandos have liberated the hostages. So it is something that is very historical, like Afande has already said. So it needs to be commemorated also by Ugandans knowing what had happened here. It's 50 years ago. I was not here then. So it is important, a history lesson also, given our good relations that we have with the government of Israel and the Israeli people. It is something that we need to respect, and we need to therefore be very conscious about what we are experiencing here. I'm very grateful to Mr. Weil and his family for having come here, because it also brings us Ugandans back to our history and our history classes. And therefore it is an important moment not only for you, but also for us here in Uganda. So we are grateful that you have come, grateful for the hospitality in the Jewish community you have shown to the visitors who have arrived. I've seen food that you have made and already brought. So it was wonderful. The kosher food that, of course, according to your tradition, is what needs to be eaten here. So I hope that the next 2 days will also be enjoyable. We are going back on Wednesday evening to Brussels.
My father and my mother were on holidays in Israel, and they took a plane to Paris. Their plane had a delay, so in fact they shouldn't even have been in this plane, in this Air France. They received an earlier other Air France flight, who made a stop in Greece, in Athens. And in Athens, the terrorists came on the plane, and instead of going to Paris, they hijacked it, first to Tripoli, and then here to Entebbe.
It was a difficult week. I eat kosher. I cannot eat. Everybody receive a plate with eating. I don't eat. I put it off the side. 1 minute later, was not there anymore. What I eat bread with bananas. Yes, in 50 years I don't eat bananas from the 50 years. Maybe today I receive one to try. At night I take out the shoes to go to sleep. and I put it off the side. And the Israeli come, I have no time to take my shoes. Maybe I can find it today.
It's in the market.
We share a lot with Israel, military technical cooperation, intelligence sharing. We are also involved in other civilian areas of cooperation in agriculture, in information communication technology systems, and generally the global fight against terror and the forces of evil. And of course, as Uganda, we also have a lot to learn from Israel. They are a small country in a very volatile part of the Middle East, but they have stood their ground very firm, defended their country and their interests. And that is a lesson that you can stand up for your rights. You know, Israel have a very bad history in the Second World War, when over 6 million Jews were exterminated by the Nazis. It was a very painful history, and that is something which will never happen again. And the Israelis rightfully have learned that lesson, and they are very, very resilient in terms of fighting for themselves. So in that regard, we share our solidarity with the people of Israel. We commend the people of Israel for the lasting endurance they have built over generations and what they have been able to achieve over the years, including ensuring their own survival. So back to the subject here, it is really crucial that although this was a sad episode in our history, it is important that we remember it so that these mistakes never happen again. It would have been a very big 50th anniversary event, which has now been postponed for reasons I've already explained. But what it shows, last week one group came. This is another group, even bigger. Also some local Israelis who are already living and working in Uganda have joined. They are a team of about 30 in total. The visitors have come from Europe, Belgium, in the UK, France, and elsewhere. But it shows the significance of this event. This is a high security installation. It's a very, very important person's airport facility. But whenever we get informed and we are guided, we can host these groups here. And probably we'll work around it to make sure in the future it is even more accessible for groups like theirs. So, and we commend them also for choosing to come now, even with all the negative publicity about Ebola.
מלך חוזר ומשיח מגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם אתה הגיבור למד למחמת ימות משיח מוריד אתה מחכה לך נכס למחי מתים רחמים סומך נופלים רופא חולים תהיה אסורים מכאן נתון לשני עפר 465 אמן וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור זאת חוקת התורה לך עפרה אדומה תמימה אשר אין במום אשר לא עלה לעול נתתם אותם אל אלעזר הכהן והוציא אותה מחוץ למחנה ושוחט אותה לפניו ולקח אלעזר עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי עם ישראל חי עם ישראל חי עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו חי עוד אבינו